down. All right, guys at the back, can I ask you all to please settle down? We're going to start off. Check, 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 check. Yo, Web3 folks, settle down. Let's begin this. Come on, you guys love interacting so much. We had a lot of networking. Come on, let's begin this. Let's go, settle down. All right, you guys are not going to listen to me anyway, so let me start. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Polygon X Build.so Demo Day. You've come so far, you can applaud for this. This is for you. A little louder. A little louder. I know there were a lot of events the past week and your energy must be drained out. But once again, for the people who put this show together, a big hoorah. Come on. All right, so we have a lot of builders in the house. We have a lot of Web3 enthusiasts. So I'm going to have a small icebreaker, right? Like, I know we're a little short on time already. So we're going to have a small icebreaker, just so that everybody knows who we are. So all of you have invested in crypto, obviously. Yeah? So I want you guys to shout, what was the first ever investment? Like, on three. Shout, right? 1, 2, 3. I know the portfolio is in red, but shout. Let's get that energy up. Go. What? Wow. No, you didn't do FTD. I know. I've seen that smile before. All right. Which is the coin that you guys hated that you invested in? You guys gotta shout. Why are you so angry? I know you're angry. We're all angry. Take out your frustration. Wow. Man, you guys really hate Web3 right now, don't you? But anyways, I hope this event is gonna get a little bit more energy while we go, because that's what I'm here for, to up the energy. So I'm going to tell you one thing. Every time I'm on the stage, I'm going to go like this, and you guys are going to shout, yeah. All right? Can I give it a try? Okay. Oh my God. I've drove from Mysore Road to this in the traffic, in the Bangalore traffic. Guys, get it. At least for me, bring some energy. We're running out of time. So for all the builders over here who are going to present, for everybody who's over here, one last time. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. All right. So let's begin this. So we're going to have first Raghu, who's the co-founder of Builders Tribe. Huge applause, everyone. And he's going to give a small welcome note to all of you.
That had more energy than him for everything that he was asking for. But I understand it's been a very busy ETH week. And what's exciting is that so many people are still interested. I don't know how many of you were around in 2018 when the 20,000 to 3,000 crash happened for BTC. How many here? Even spread. You know what that was like, right? that was some of the worst experiences that I have gone through, because that's when I was, oh my God, crypto is everything. Put all your money in it. And when you see your net worth go down by 90%, it's quite an experience. But that's when you also realize that it's an engineering movement. It's not so much about the X's. It's not so much about the tokens and everything that everyone likes to talk about. What I love about this space is that it's about builders, it's about engineers, and that energy is so much stronger today than it ever was before. This is supposed to be a bear market, guys. Usually bear market meetups have like 5 people or 6 people in that event. This doesn't feel like bear because there is usually no bear for builders. So to all the builders, a big round of applause. I want to welcome you all to Polygon X Build.so. So everyone, how many founders here? How many founders here? Oh my God, so nice. This is so nice to see. Every one of us here probably has a Polygon / Sandeep / JD story. Yes? Yes, kind of. I have one, and I want to share it, right? I still remember this was 2019, and do you guys remember private blockchains? You see that these are the jokes that these people respond to. It's not, like, yeah. No, not Monero. I meant private blockchains. And I remember Sandeep used to come on a lot of the panels that I used to do back in the day. It was COVID, and we used to do a lot of these, online panels. And what was funny was we used to have 3, private ledger guys. We used to get Quorum, we used to get Hyperledger, we used to get Coda, and we used to get Sandeep on one panel, right? And Sandeep keeps telling me, like, dude, why do you keep inviting me to this panel? I was like, bro, I don't know how to communicate to these people what blockchains are about. You do it better than anybody else, because he's very unassuming in the way he speaks. You don't really think of him as he's a technical genius, which he is. But when he says it in his simple words, it really sticks, right? And then he basically, we keep talking to each other, and I tell him, bro, you're like a Trojan horse, right? You go to these enterprises, and you tell them what a blockchain really is, but then the way you show up is with these private blockchain guys. So it was really nice from those days. And it's quite interesting, right? I would say Builders Tribe and Build.so probably would not have existed without him, right? A lot of Indian ecosystem, I would say, would not have existed without him in Polygon, right? I still remember when we thought of starting up Builders Tribe, he was the first guy who said that, I don't know what you guys are doing. This does not make sense, but I believe in you. Go ahead and figure it out. This is the same story that I'm sure hundreds of people here would have gone through, right? And almost like the Sandeep tag, the Polygon tag on an Indian project shows legitimacy that these are good people, right? And that really, really made the difference for us. I'd like to leave you with like one last thing, right? I still remember 2017 and 18 when Polygon was still kind of coming up. It was a story of people of really struggling, right? This was bear market. Indian projects had a really bad rep in the market. And I still remember our favorite word that we were called overseas. We were called Pajits. How many know Pajits here? Some old timers here. It felt bad, man. It felt really bad, right? Like we were there, we were building, and we were still being called that because of whatever reason, right? And I think to a large extent, now it's kind of awesome to be called a Jeet, right? It's really awesome to be called a Jeet because we own that. Yes, I'm scrappy. Yes, I'll struggle. Maybe I don't have the greatest finesse out there, but I will make it. I will, break through and bulldoze my way and make it. And that, to me, is the Polygon story. The founders of Polygon back in 2017 and 18 struggled to raise money, right? How does Polygon not raise money in today's market? We don't know that. And we still remember rejection after rejection. They kept going, until cut to 2021 when my co-founder and I were in Dubai. He was talking down a sovereign fund saying, I don't have allocation for you. That really, really stood with me. And I was so proud to see that. And I'm sure that this story is in each and every builder over here. We don't really know what's coming. We don't really know how this space is going to move. But there's an idea. We think it's useful for people. And we're going to build that, bulldoze our way into the next 5 or 6 years. And then someday, a sovereign fund would want to invest in us, and we can tell them what? We don't have? Say it loudly. Say it loudly. Allocation in our cap table. Love it. So that to me is the story of today. Let's find the Polygon team in 2017. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here. Let's get this started.
Thank you so much, Raghu, and also reminding me that I'm not a good stand-up comic. Come on! All right, so next we have a short speech, a short talk from Mr. Ravindra, who is the founder and CEO of Frontier. Welcome, sir.
Great to have you guys. Okay, I'm really surprised to see so many people turning up at the end of the ETH week. Okay, like because it started on 29th, today is 5th. Okay, and there was like tons of side events, and like people were like going to almost all the events. Okay, like I go there and stay there 1 hour, and then I'll go to the next event, and it was really a hectic week. And that was a great start, Raghu. Okay, like taking leaf out of everything happened with Polygon, how Sandeep contributed. Okay, like as Raghu mentioned, like Sandeep has been a flag bearer. Okay, like of an entire like Indian blockchain ecosystem. Okay, like he has lot of small things which nobody knows, like on what things like Sandeep's help, like him being an advisor and to the projects and stuff. Okay, like he helps on various stages. Okay, when in terms of smallest things and stuff. Okay, that is Sandeep. Okay, like I just want to know like set the tone. Okay, like how we all should think as a builders. Okay, like how this entire DeFi notion started. Okay, in the entire world. Okay, like in 2017. Okay, like that's when we started. Okay, like my background. Okay, I used to build mobile products. Okay, I used to build Android apps. In 2017, okay, I used to get some of the freelance work to build, to create some of the smart contracts for some public sale, to create a smart contract for ERC20 tokens, and that's how I got in Web3. Okay, my first real world experience was like I worked with an American government, okay, to build a supply chain system, okay, for like legalizing marijuana in Vermont. Okay, this system which I built, it still works. Like this is being still used by American government, and this was my first experience building a product. Okay, like I just want to share how this entire DeFi moment started. Okay, like when in early 2018, okay, like when there was ETH hackathon, ETH India hackathon happened, there was only four protocols around. Okay, there was MakerDAO, there was Compound Finance, then Uniswap V1 came in, and then there was Set Protocol, and DYDX was still figuring it out how to do things and stuff. Okay, I don't want to go into all of those details, but I want to just tell you the story how this DeFi word originated. Okay, the founders of all of these protocols joined a Telegram group. Okay, like we started discussing. Okay, like there now that there's a bear market. Okay, like Ethereum has gone to $80. Okay, there is no all the visitors who came here for the FOMO and who just wanted to make money. They are all left. Okay, like we want to create a next moment. How do we do it? Okay, like now that this entire like process of borrowing is happening in MakerDAO, like what do we call this? Okay, this whole process. Okay, this whole process. Okay, like some of the people. Okay, like this group had like founder of Compound Finance, founder of MakerDAO, and I was a CTO at InstaDapp at that point in time, and we discussed, okay, like a lot of people wanted to call it open finance, okay, and we had a lengthy discussion, and we also like fought, saying like because this idea is coming from open source. This is all too transparent. Open source is full of transparent. This is a open finance. That was something which everybody wanted to call it. Okay, and suddenly somebody like in the group said like we should call it as decentralized finance because there is more control with the people and stuff. Okay, like then somebody like in that group itself, somebody said we should call it a DeFi as a short term. Okay, then the next day what we did, okay, we all changed our name like in Twitter saying like building on DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. That's how this entire term DeFi originated. Okay, like so like, I love like bear markets more than bull market, like because there is so much distraction. Okay, there is attention, there is so much PR, and there is so many scams happening. Like in bear market, you have only one option: you keep building. Okay, you don't have any other things to do it. Like VCs will anyways have like no lead investors to FOMO in. So like it's something like I've seen it like bear markets are always right time to build the great products and leading up to the like upcoming notion of like Web3. Okay, and over the period of time, okay, when Polygon like took India in the Polygon keynote, like Sandeep mentioned, okay, like Polygon has been the story of underdogs. Okay, like I remember like when Polygon mainnet was launched, okay, like for the first couple of months, okay, like nobody was deploying like anything on the Polygon. Okay, like then entire team Polygon took initiative to build products. Okay, like build evangelize products, and like the first project which was deployed on, first major project which was deployed on Polygon was EasyFi. Okay, like so it takes so much convincing to get at least one project to a new platform. Okay, like in that particular situation, like the amount of evangelist work what Polygon did, and the support, helping the teams each and every day, like that was what it has taken to this level, Polygon today. Okay, this has been the story, like how like Polygon has started from EasyFi. Now there are probably like more than 15,000 dApps, well, like more than 15,000 dApps, even 30,000 dApps built on top of it, and we have Polygon SuperNets coming in, and most of the enterprise will mostly deploy on Polygon SuperNets because of various reasons and so much legitimate story. Even though if like when Sandeep said like it's a story of underdogs, now anybody says Polygon, everybody thinks it's legit. Okay, like that's the way it is. Okay, like that's the way it has come the long way. And I'll just wish everybody like who's presenting today like all the best. Like keep building, and like this is definitely a great opportunity like to get into the eyes of more people of what you guys are building.
Thank you so much, Ravindra, and also thanks to the presenters today. Thanks CoinDCX Ventures and Frontier for bringing this. Even a huge round of applause for them. Awesome, awesome. All right, now we're going to have a showcase of projects from the ETH India winners. Did you guys know there was something happening called as ETH India? What was it? There. Thank you so much. So, we have 3 projects right now we're going to be showcasing the product. And I was thinking, how do we pump them up? Right? So, I am going to announce their name like a ring announcer, and you guys are going to shout and encourage them. Can we do that? Yeah? Do builders need more encouragement of Web3? Yeah, all right. Okay, so we're going to have first, it's a short name, so I don't know how long I can press. Trickle! Trickle!
Thank you so much.
It did? Thank God, I have no idea what that is.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone. I hope you all got good night rest after the ETH India hackathon if you were participating. And yeah. So, firstly, thanks a lot for the encouragement. My name is Roshan Sharma. We are building Trickle. It is a mobile-first social platform that not only rewards the content creator, but also their users in a sustainable engage and earn model. So anyone can explore the platform. They can post content. It can be images, text, whatever. But before I go deeper into the platform, I would like to talk about our team. We are two people. Shalu is our CTO. My name is Roshan. We both are IIT Bombay grads. I am a content creator myself, and I have worked with CoinDCX, EY, World Bank, couple of other folks. Shalu has always been a full stack, then Web3 full stack. And we are supported by Foundership, IndieDAO, Filecoin, couple of other folks. Now, low engagement as a content creator is one of the biggest challenges in the industry, in the entire creator economy. And apart from not only that, apart from low engagement, the second, third, fourth are lack of data ownership. Ownership is becoming a mindset. You go to, let's say you go to a barber shop, you just get services, you still own your hair, right? It's not happening in the service industry. When you post content on any platform today, you don't own the content anymore. The platforms own it. So that's second. The high commissions, we all know, 60, 80, 90, 40%, 100% as well. And the value isn't transferred back to the users. Users play a very crucial role in developing a creator's entire ecosystem. They are the primary ones who create that buzz, create the community feeling. Without them, there is no community. It's just a display platform for content creators. So there is a very easy swipe-like feature which we have developed in ETH India. The content whichever is posted goes to decentralized networks, and the transactions, we eliminate all the middlemen using blockchain transactions. Now, the great part about our platform is, so users add value to the community of the content creator. The creator can add as their own funds to a reward pool and sustainably engage with the content users. So they can add funds, and once they add funds, their users are also incentivized. The second they can do is, suppose there is a larger creator who has certain following, they can now ask people to join their exclusive community, chat rooms, etc. And for going to the community rooms, they can again pay some amount, a portion of that goes to the pool. Now the third part, let's say Build.so has some content which they want to display with the content creators. They can fund the reward pool of creator, and again, a portion of that reward not only goes to the content creator, but also to the end users of Build.so, whoever is mostly engaging with the content. Now, we tried this model on Telegram, but in ETH India, we got 2.5 days to build. So we built a basic version. Would love to talk about that as well. And just on the idea, we had 200 plus people on the wait list. Now a lot of people have approached for partnerships and would love to get them onboarded. If you guys want to get onboarded, here's our platform website. We are taking the wait list, and if you are an investor, just one thing, would love to connect over here. I'm over there. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Roshan. So that was Trickle, and to the guy who made the joke about BitConnect. I'll see you later. All right, next. That was good. Thank you so much, Roshan, once again from Trickle. Next, Sudev! Oh, come on. Encourage them, come on. Thank you so much. Your name?
Tushar. Hi, Tushar.
Thanks. So, hi everyone. This is our project Sadev we presented at ETH India yesterday. So, I would like to quickly show you about what we are trying to solve. So, but first of all, I would like to know if you know about GitHub, who have used GitHub or like have been using? So, yeah, most of them. So, as you all know, GitHub is a platform where you can host your GitHub repositories, and it has become a source of truth. Everyone uses it. Even the decentralized organizations are also using it. Individual developers, open source organizations, private companies, every single person does. And also for storing movies, some people often use for that as well. Let's see what the problem with GitHub is today for now. So GitHub is a centralized source of truth, which it had became. So like being it centralized, it has its own rules and policies. It controls who you can basically which projects to keep, which projects to promote, which to delete, and every single thing. So it has also shown its power in past as well. For example, Tornado Cash, it took down all the repositories of them, and even after taking down the repositories, when those repositories were live again, they were still using GitHub. So definitely there's some problem with GitHub. So there are already current solutions on the market like Radical, Gitopia, and more. But these platforms, no one is using these platforms. And the reason for that is because these platforms have a lot of onboarding frictions, less discovery and SEO. So you want people to, you'll lose traction and immature products as compared to GitHub. So people are still using GitHub, even the DAOs. So here is what our solution came up with. And my sister Sheetal is going to explain you that.
So introducing Sadev CI, it is a continuous integration pipeline that backs up your GitHub contributions on the decentralized network without you ever worrying about it. So I'll explain to you, apart from the complex definition, what happens is if there is a GitHub repository existing or a new that you create, a developer has to go through a simple two-step process. It's one time, and then with each commit, it will
with each commit, it will basically deploy the project and basically host the project on Filecoin network. And after that, deploying the project on the Filecoin network, it's going to create a commit. Basically, it's going to call a smart contract method with additional metadata like about the project details, committer, author, and commit message, and tons of things like that. Even after that, we have created a subgraph for faster querying this data, and it will listen for the smart contract events. So that is it. We also have this demo presentation which is already ready, but you can check ETH India for that since we are a bit out of time. But this is just the starting. Actually, we have tons of things which it can enable us. So developers can basically, integrate a one-time step, and all their repositories, all their contributions are on the decentralized world. So let me quickly show you about the future prospect. The first future prospect that we very much like is on-chain identity for developers. So basically today, developers, if anyone developer is here, there are tons of places where their work has been on the sites. So what we are trying to do is that since this work is going to be on-chain from their GitHub repository itself, there could be proofs generated about their proof of work, and they could be the companies can hire them on the basis of the proof of work. There could be new additions as SBTs on them, and we can integrate Polygon IDs similarly for this, and developers can actually monetize their open source contribution and take their contribution graph to a decentralized network where they own it and create self-sovereign IDs. Next future prospect, we can create better hiring solutions, as I said, based on the proof of work. So today the hiring is very much disturbed. So even if I am a developer, I've done so much work so far, but still I have to fill tons of forms to get to the companies. Even the companies are looking to hire people, but they cannot hire because it's very hard to find people. With on-chain identity and proofs, I don't need to fill any form. My proof of work is already present on-chain. I can just prove it to you, and hiring companies can just tell what they were looking for, and next, they'll find the person right, and they can interview and hire them directly. Rather than finding a company, I'll be found on the platform. So also we can create software development lifecycle tools for different private organizations and Web3 organizations, which will be basically private and encrypted format, and the DAOs can technically be real decentralized organizations and come out of this GitHub sort of thing. So yeah. You don't need to leave GitHub, basically. We'll do the rest of the things automatically. So this is our team, Sheetal Ojha. This is she's my sister. She's a data scientist at Fractal, an IIT graduate, and a math major. very much interested in cryptography. I am Tushar Jha. I have been a decade experience of building softwares. I have been contributing to many open source organizations in past, like Flutter and other Web2 organizations. I've built several products in past, and thousands of users are using it. So the last plug in the end, if you are interested, I would like to tell you about a link which you can just scan the QR code for. So this is the QR code which will have all our pitch deck, one page, our GitHub repositories and website and contact details. So if you are interested, we'll love to partner up, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Check. Right, thank you so much, Tushar. Big round of applause for the sister and the brother team. Cool. Awesome. All right, the next one. Okay, you guys they need some encouragement, right? They need to really, really impress you guys. So you guys have to really encourage them. So, block colors! Wow. Your name? Aviraj. Aviraj. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Aviraj.
Hello guys, my name is Aviraj Khare and I used to work in Gojek. So today I will be showing you about block alerts. So block alerts is a smart contract alerting platform. So right now the problems are that you need to constantly check for Etherscan for any new transaction, whether it is there or not. And if you want to check any price of any token, if you want to set alerting for the price of any token, you need to constantly check on Etherscan. And no visibility if any transaction is successful or not. And you have no idea if any of your smart contract function is failing or not. So we provide you with block alerts. So block alerts is a platform where you can set up alerts for your smart contract. Whether you want to get alerts for the event or for the transaction, basically our crawlers will listen to your smart contract address, and once they have the transaction details, they will directly push it to either Slack or to Discord or to Telegram. So right now we have like coverage on the Ethereum main chain. We will be covering other EVM based chains. So some stats around alerting. So basically people do need alerting. People love alerting because if you see all these Telegram channels, sorry, not Telegram, Twitter handles. So Whale Alert is having like 2.2 million Twitter followers, and the Whale Alert and NFT Whale Alert. And we have like two competitors. So first one is Web3 Alerts that also provide something like that, and we have Alchemy. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Aviraj. We just have one more team. And I love how people play with words. So this is Dignify. Can you get it? Yes, yes. You want one mic? No?
Hi, while we set up the computer and presentation, very good evening to all of you. My name is Surbhi, and I'm co-founder of Dignify. At Dignify, we are creating credit infrastructure to build debt capital markets on chain for small and medium businesses in emerging market. So little bit about ourselves. You can see me on stage. I'm Surbhi. This is my co-founder, Nishan. And we have dedicated our careers to build and innovate for the SMB ecosystem. I'm a structured finance and also a credit professional, and have built more than $1.5 billion of credit book in emerging market. And this is my second startup in SME credit space. My co-founder, Nishan, who's there, has also solved for the same SMB ecosystem, but more from product and technology point of view. What we are trying to solve, although at ETH India we presented a very small module and a very small product, which was there in our roadmap, but what we are trying to build is, basically, we are trying to create native debt capital markets on chain. There is a $5 trillion access to finance gap for SMEs in emerging market. And I have worked with thousands of SMEs myself, and we all are aware that how SMEs struggle to raise liquidity. And yeah, there you go to help me. But yeah, we can just go to the next slide. Okay, yeah, this is, I think I talked through our profile, so I won't take much time of the audience in explaining more, but, okay. Looks like it's not going to support me today. No issues. Yeah, I'll just talk you through it. Not a big deal. So basically, I was talking about the problem that we are trying to solve. And so there is a $5 trillion access to finance gap and liquidity issue, which is not only with SMEs, but also with the lender to the SME ecosystem. So this is just a persona of an SME that we are showing here. And she has a successful, profitable business since last several years, which is cash flow positive, but she still struggles to raise debt. Banking liquidity is insufficient. Global liquidity is out of reach for these guys. Not only for Asha Ji, the persona that I show here, but also for the lenders through the SMB ecosystem like microfinance companies and fintechs and NBFCs. They struggle to raise debt from debt capital market. And also there is a lack of any comprehensive proof of credit reputation for the entire ecosystem. So this is a problem we are trying to solve. And meanwhile, in the Web3 world, we have seen stablecoin liquidity has grown multiple times, almost 30 times in the last 2 years. Markets have been volatile, and digital asset liquidity is looking to make some impact, real impact, uncompetitive, stable yields, and also achieve some diversification. We believe that Web3 rails really allow us to solve this problem from core. Not only it makes borderless liquidity accessible, it allows us to do tokenization, which is fractional ownership, liquidity, creation of new secondary debt capital market. And also this entire blockchain and distributed ledger technology, it allows us to build new credit primitives on chain like credit default swap, the whole reputation system, proof of identity system, which are key for liquidity in the market. Very quickly, this is a very broad level, the way Dignify works. I mean, borrowers borrow, liquidity providers can invest through a diversified pool, and also there is going to be a DAO made up of experts which are going to manage the governance in a decentralized manner. Now the next slide. This is the product stack, what we are building, and you see that there are 4 stacks: Qualify, which is social auth, then there is onboarding, which is reputation on-off ramp, there is drawdown, which is tokenization, and there's repayment, which is more of a alerts, etc. And what we showcased at ETH India was a very small module of it. We built a very small aspect of the proof of reputation, which is a comprehensive on and off-chain scoring model for SME credit that we built, which takes care of extracting data from various wallets to take care of on-chain scoring, and also the off-chain reputation that a real-world SME or a lender has already built. And we believe that these kind of primitives, if supported well by data and also a lot of development that we can do on this product, will help us really revolutionize access to credit for SMB asset class. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was Dignify. Killer. All right, can we have a big round of applause for all the 4 presenters, the ETH India winners? I got, yeah, a little bit of who's and... Thank you so much. I'm going to buy you guys a beer. All right, next, we have a short talk from Mr. Raghu. I'm sorry, not Raghu. All right, we have a short talk with Mr. Rohit Jain, who is he here, Rohit? Yeah, I'm Mr. Rohit. So Mr. Rohit is the MD at DCX Ventures, CoinDCX, so big round of applause to him.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for coming here. This is probably the last event around ETH India, so thanks for everyone who making it here, and thanks. Glad everyone made it through ETH India. I won't take a lot of time, but I thought, since we have a lot of young entrepreneurs here today in the crowd, I thought, I'll just share a couple of thoughts that we share with our portfolio companies in case it's helpful. So I'll just take 2 or 3 minutes, I guess. So really just 3 things I wanted to share my thoughts around. One was around funding and how funding has changed over the last, I would say, 6 to 9 months. The second around competition, and and more broadly around when entrepreneurs pitch to investors, some of the things that I find that they're missing, especially some of the first-time founders. And the third around some key trends that we are seeing come up in 2023. So around funding, needless to say, we are in a bear market. We don't know how long this is going to last. Funding is a little tight, of course, but for good quality entrepreneurs and valuable companies that are solving true problems, capital is still definitely available. But the advice to founders and advice to our own portfolio companies is have enough runway for at least 1 to 2 years, which means you go to operate in a very frugal way, which means you can't operate in the way that you probably operated 6 to 9 months back. That's one. Two, fortunately in Web3, we have very different and innovative pools of capital available to entrepreneurs as well. So not only is VC capital available, but as you are very well aware, all sorts of grants, foundations, DAOs are also available. And I would urge entrepreneurs to tap into all of those pools of capital. That pool of capital typically tends to be fairly value additive as well. So it's just not capital for capital's sake. And third, and very importantly, in terms of metrics, the kind of metrics that folks looked at before versus the kind of metrics that at least VCs look at now, I think that's changed. Even over the last few months. We've moved from vanity metrics to much more real metrics. So for example, TVL has been the metric that every DeFi product is measured against. But I would say don't look at TVL, look at revenues and volumes. TVL can be artificially inflated based on all sorts of incentivization mechanisms, tokens, etc. But really look at real metrics versus vanity metrics. So that's a little bit around funding. Second, in terms of some of the things that I find, sometimes early stage entrepreneurs are kind of missing in their pitch, is a very deep and nuanced understanding of the competitive landscape. Now in Web3, that's a very difficult problem because you have people building in all corners of the world, very difficult to, and they're not very well documented. So it's very difficult to understand the approaches that different people are taking, what are they building. But for example, when we evaluate companies, if founders come to us with a very deep and nuanced understanding of what the entire landscape looks like, who are the different players, what's the difference in approach versus their approach versus your approach, and why you think this approach will win, I think that will not only help entrepreneurs kind of fine-tune their own business models, but even for VCs or when you're raising capital, it just makes it a lot easier. So I think competition and just being aware of what competition is doing is very valuable. I always advise people speak to founders who've built in the space and failed. I know those guys would be more than happy to speak with you. You can learn from their mistakes, at least save yourself a few iterations that they've already kind of been through. And in terms of some trends, in 2023, just 2 very, very high-level trends and 2 very high-level thoughts. One, our personal thesis at CoinDCX Ventures is that even though 2022 has been the year of quote-unquote cleansing, a lot of creative financial engineering has been exposed. And things do seem bleak right now. But we do think the masses are actually going to come in 2023. Every year, I believe, when December comes around, every year their prediction for next year is the masses are going to come in. But we fundamentally believe 2023 will be that year, primarily because of 2 reasons. One is a lot of TradFi and a lot of traditional large Web2 companies are now adopting Web3 rails. The largest financial institutions, some very large Web2 companies are adopting crypto rails. And I think with them adopting crypto rails, that will truly bring the masses into Web3. That's one. And 2, the silver lining of this whole fiasco that was 2022 with all these implosions has been, again, in our view, that the regulator who's been dragging his feet around regulations, not willing to stick his neck out in some ways, I think the regulator is going to get his act together sooner rather than later. What he might have done in a year, he'll probably do in 3 to 4 months, essentially to protect the interests of their citizens. So with these 2 things, with Web2 companies coming into Web3, with regulatory clarity, I think those will be the two big drivers of getting the masses. And the implication for you guys as entrepreneurs is you got to think about scale. So a lot of problems and problem statements that we haven't looked at so far, but those problems will come up as the masses come in, as companies start achieving scale. Things like data warehouses. So far you're just worried about databases, but there's an entire industry around analytics and data warehouses. There's an entire industry around CRM tools, Salesforce tools, et cetera. All of those things become way more meaningful once you have scale and a lot more customers in a particular industry. Very similar to, I would say, 2007, 2008 in the Web2 space. So that's one big trend that we believe that the masses will come in due to two very strong moves in the space. And the other trend that I wanted to share, another thought I wanted to share is, again, our view is that of all the large Web3 companies you see today, only 5%, maybe 10% of them will be around 3 years down the line. It's very difficult to imagine that some of the leaders that we think are leaders today may not even be around in 3 years. But think back to 1998, 1999. There were companies which we actually don't even know about, which were the leaders in the space, and today we don't even know about them. But the silver lining to that is, I think we're still in day one of this industry. I truly believe there's a ton of innovation despite leaders being established in their spaces. But I truly believe we are still in day one. A lot more companies will get created. A lot more opportunities are out there, and very, very valuable companies will get created. So that's about it. I just wanted to share a few thoughts around how we look at the world. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for coming here.
So that was Mr. Rohit Jain, MD at DCX Ventures. Thank you so much. Anybody who's planning to pitch him, do not get his name wrong, okay? Yeah, that's Rohit Jain. So, guys, we're gonna move on to the next program, but first, can we have a big round of applause for all the Builders Tribe people who put this up together? A huge round of applause. Come on. Everybody who supported them, CoinDCX Ventures, Frontier, Polygon. So thank you so much, all of you, for putting this together. And next, we're going to have a panel discussion. And there's some biggies over here. Wait, I should not get this name wrong. We have the panel discussion where see, there it goes. They're going to be discussing about Polygon going from 10 to 100 with Muskan Kalra, who is the Head of Developer Outreach at Polygon. Welcome. And we have Parth Pathak, who is the General Manager at Polygon Supernets. Welcome. I got both of your names correct, right? Thank God. Welcome. And this session is going to be moderated by Raghu. Actually, Raghu.
Well done. All right. थोड़ा turn हो जाए? हाँ, ये अच्छा है. That's nice. All right, guys. Mics for them, please. Thank you. How many of you have ever built anything on Polygon here? You can thank Muskan for it.
Yes.
You can thank Muskan for all the work that she's done. She does everything related to dev at Polygon. And quite honestly, I'd say the early success of Polygon going from 0 to 10 was a lot to do with the dev activity that you guys did, which you played a major role in. Supernets is going to be like something really big, and we'll kind of chat about it in the time to come. But before we go from 10 to 100, Muskan, my first question is to you. What did 0 to 10 look like? Like, I don't think you went 0 to 1, you went 0 to 10. Right? There's nothing in between, which was quite interesting. You probably joined at a time when things were still scrappy, every one table team, and then before you know it, 600 people all over the world. What did that feel like?
To be honest, I have no words. It's not like I'm not able to express that feeling into words. So I joined Polygon in July 2020, and a very small team. I was like Sandeep, me, Shreyansh, and Arjun, like 4 people team. That's it. Arjun for BD, me for dev, and then Sandeep, of course, everything BD, business marketing, and Shreyansh for also BD. And then Sumit was there who left. So that was a small team. So I joined. I still remember, like we used to run behind people that we offer this much, please deploy. We'll do marketing for you, we'll do business for you, we'll pay you also, we'll give you like little monetary support, please deploy. And then to like, nothing like much was happening. When I joined, I still remember like after 1 month, we completed 100 projects on Polygon in August 2020. I still remember that time. We had a huge celebration. Even on the Twitter also, like we completed 100 apps. And then that 100 to 53,000 now, that 2 years, I don't know, like, there's that, I'm still like very nervous when I say it, like so much has happened in like last 2 years. I think the team was full of all hustlers that, kuch bhi ho, let's do it. We'll do it. All humble people, all frugal people that we'll give support to developers, we'll help them build them. I think that's what like Sandeep taught us, that always be available to developers and always be very supportive towards them. That's what I think really helped Polygon. We were always available for all the builders out there, especially in India as well, that because we faced something. Being an Indian company, it was not very easy to establish ourselves in the Western market. And I think for years we struggled for that. We couldn't get that credibility in the market. So that's what like Sandeep keeps on saying, that now we face that. So I think now we should be helping all the builders also here. So journey, I think that has been like really, really great. Like it's not very easy to explain in like 2-3 minutes. But it has been a great, that 0 to 10 journey over here. So
that's awesome to hear. I feel like a lot of those things are still true for Polygon. Parth, you joined Polygon at a time where it was a behemoth. It was at least a behemoth in the making, and you probably are leading one of the most important projects in the ecosystem, which is SuperNets. What was your first impression of the team? And you've done CTO stints before this. So how was that experience kind of transitioning from the Web 2 world into the Web 3 in probably one of the fastest growing companies out there?
Very interesting question. So I've been a Web3 degen since 2017. So
nice.
I've gone through both cycles and seen all sorts of quality of protocols, projects, played on every single L1, almost every L2. And I used to look at that time, the immaturity of most crypto native companies, right? So I kind of stayed off from really joining full time. But this time I saw that the new bull market had solidified not only the market leaders for the future, but also those teams who had the perseverance to go the distance. And Polygon was at the forefront of that. So when I was looking at my kind of next role, I talked to the founders, so especially Mihailo, who's heading SuperNets. So Mihailo, Sandeep, JD, Anurag, and the entire kind of early team like Muskan and others, they are so humble but focused about building the best possible platform for all others to build on. That's always going to be the focus for Polygon. That really impressed me. And then when we talked about something called SuperNets, which is basically taking this a level higher. If you are a large-scale Fortune 100 and you want to onboard the next 100 million to 1 billion users, what does it take, right? You can't just deploy them willy-nilly on an existing L1 or L2. You have to think of their needs and the massive scalability requirements. So the amount of not only passion, commitment, but even resources committed to make sure that Polygon is destination for all future scalability solutions. That's what really attracted me.
That's awesome to hear. So Muskan, I don't know how many devs are on Polygon right now. I don't have an exact number, but every week we hear, I think 3 weeks ago it was 35,000, then it became 40,000 dApps, and now you told me 53,000 dApps. Where do you go from here? How does next year look like? Because like we were speaking earlier, this year has been about establishing Polygon at the world stage, which if any one of us here have gone to like conferences outside, Polygon's actually the biggest name. That's why we kind of piggyback on you guys quite a bit. So it's quite nice for us. But where do you go from here? Like what else is there to build, given how heads and shoulders you guys are ahead in terms of dApp and usage right now? What does next year look like for you? What does 10 to 100 look like for you?
Yeah, I think so. This year was also about getting that like mainstream users, big brands, because that's what like we all believed in, that if we want to take like blockchain to the masses, and if we want to see that mainstream users coming in, we'll have to talk to big brands like Starbucks, Reddit. Like you must have seen like 3 million NFTs got deployed, and Starbucks also had their like loyalty program. So that's what was this year plan. We'll continue doing that because we really think like, because they have access to the users, right? And still because of whatever happened in the industry right now. So I'm not even sure like where will the market grow from here, because I think we are a little taken aback because of that, because of course all these big brands, they were coming because they were seeing like all like FOMO in the industry, like so much is happening, and they were like, okay, like let's try some kind of use cases. Because of all the whatever happened in the industry in last few weeks, I think now we'll see little like less engagement from brands also, because they'll lose little interest for a while that is this valid or not. Again, that questions we were answering from a long time, right? And we were convincing them. Again, that'll happen. But so I think what even I had a chat with Sandeep also, that he really thinks now we again go back to the roots where we all came from. That is like niche crypto and Web3 use cases. We, for example, innovation happening on DeFi, and then how we use like DAOs, how we use like NFTs and maybe like DeFi combining together. So I think this year we will again go back to that niche crypto use cases rather than focusing on like mass adoption and everything. Of course, that'll happen along with time, but I think we'll have to wait for industry to just be back on the pace. But this year we'll be focusing like more on the roots. That's why even me and my team will be again doing like, of course we'll doing a bunch of hackathons, but now we'll be working with like startups, builders, and like mentoring them, nurturing them, that what kind of products you should be building in this kind of a market where there's like no noise. Now actual building will happen in this market. And the use cases which will be built in this market, that'll definitely stay. So that's what I believe. This market is all about building.
It happened last time also, and I think it's music to so many people's ears right now. Now the whole app chain story right now is like something that everybody wants to go out there and dominate. And the whole internet of Ethereum that Polygon wants to do with ZK, with the with all the Nightfall, Avail, and also now with Supernets. What can we expect for Supernets given the strategies now going back to roots? What does that look like for the builders who are thinking of starting up and considering the app chain route on Polygon?
Yeah, I'll start with the last part of your question first. So what should builders look at? So whether it's a Web 2 or enterprise or entertainment giant, right? Those Fortune 100s or 500s, or a DeFi native or a DAO native protocol or dApp which wants to expand. You have to look at whether the infra layer, the tooling layer, the protocol layer, or the dApp layer is where you want to play. And for those Fortune 100s or 500s that we are now engaging with this new paradigm that Muskan lightfully highlighted, we have to prove where Web3 use cases make more sense than having a centralized MySQL DB and a PHP frontend, right? So many builders, early stage, they bypass that reasoning and they just try to replicate what is out there. And that does not impress these big giants. And they say that, hey, the buzz is gone from Web3. The easy funding is gone. Why should I allocate 5 million to my own dedicated app chain or other project? So we are going in that in a very, very systematic manner. For example, Nubank, the leading neobank of Latin America, we worked with them on a very Web3 native loyalty use case where they're going to be activating the entire Latin American market through Web3 in a much more seamless manner with bringing hundreds of other partners on board, which is just not possible with legacy Web2 business models. Yeah. That's what you have to see. Like, where are you able to excel in Web3 native business models, whether it's for other builders out here or the big brands, because they're not going to fall for the easy POC win anymore. I think many of you have gone through that, right? Where brands say, hey, just build us a quick, scrappy POC and we'll take we'll take a look. So we have to prove where Web3 actually makes sense, where there's trustless primitives building on top of each other, trustless ecosystems interacting and overlapping with each other.
Right. Anyway, today is about the builders, and we're going to see some exciting Polygon Village companies. We're going to see some great Build.so companies. We already saw some of the ETH India winners. And in this massive startup and developer market that is India, I think every layer 1 and every layer 2 is looking at this space, given it's about building. The next year is about building. Everyone's looking for India. And I don't know if you need this, but I'm going to throw it to you guys anyway before we move into the pitches, is why Polygon for a builder today? Apart from the fact that the chain works and all of that, but why Polygon is a question to you, Muskan, and then Parth, and we can then move to the startups.
I think like from a technical point of view, like Pat can answer better, but I really believe in the zkVM, which Polygon is offering. I definitely believe that that is the game-changing technology. Of course, like testnet is already live, and mainnet is also coming soon. So that is the one region, the kind of products which we are offering. So one thing, as Polygon, we never stop. Like Sandeep will come to one meeting and say, guys, we have so much to offer, but it's still the day one. Don't stop. In every meeting he says that. So I think even we have like lots of products to offer, but like we never stop. Like we traveled from Polygon POS to ID to zkVM and then Supernets. So I really believe for developers like zkVM is one thing they should definitely like try building upon. That is one from a technical point of view. From another, I think from support and everything. So I think being an Indian company, of course, like we really want to support all the builders out here, and of course globally as well. And we really do that. And so we already have like Polygon Village program, wherein we giving grants to like early stage projects. Not only grants like that, mentoring support and business support and marketing support. But this year, along with that, what I have been seeing this year is that they are not like the couple of projects, they are not even reached that village stage also. They need like first mentoring before that. I think like where like even you guys doing a great job there. Because they need...
Thank you.
By the way, Raghu didn't ask me to say that. I'm saying it genuinely.
You think I can ask her to say anything?
So yeah, so I think one thing which I saw, and I've been talking to lots of like early stage teams and hackathon teams also. So one thing is that we really need to help them to find the product market fit, like where Web3 is required. So one thing I saw is that like Web3 is not here to help you with like what we build, it is here to solve like how we build it. Like and people are thinking like, okay, like decentralization is not required everywhere, to be honest. We need to find like where it is required. So
that's so awesome hearing you say that. I think both Pareen and me, when we are talking to founders, like, does this really need to be decentralized, guys? It doesn't. It probably works better centralized.
Yes,
and hearing coming from Polygon, that's awesome to hear.
So I think that's what like, so this year, me personally and my team, we need to focus. I have not planned that program yet, but I think maybe we'll call it a nurture program or something. So before even Village, we'll be selecting some teams from hackathons, and then wherever we travel and then find these young teams, and then we'll personally like mentor them to find, okay, you have a good idea, but how can we make it like more for the users? Like how can like users come to your platform? Maybe that coming from a UI, UX perspective, like how can we like bring your project to the masses, right? That's what we'll work with the teams. And then we'll go to Village, and then we'll ask our BD teams to support them from whatever support they need. That's what I need to launch this year, seeing the market conditions also and seeing everything I saw this year. That they know about blockchain and everything, but I think little bit they need more guidance around like what to build in the market. And the kind of audience, the kind of developers I interact with, they like majorly, to be honest, like bounty hunters, that they like know, okay, like they're good developers, really good developers, but they don't know like what to build. So that is like one thing I really want to do, and then Polygon will definitely support that. I have a big team now, so I think like we all will be out there like supporting and helping builders. So is this the last question? Because I have one message for all the builders.
Yes, last question.
So that's what like Sandeep has also asked me to say to everyone, that because he was here like interacting with all the builders, that like for all the Indian builders out here, that build local but like launch for the global market. Think about the global market first and then design your use case. So I think he met couple of developers out here, and then I think he saw someone building around like an NFT marketplace for Indian designers and all. It's like you don't do that. It's like think about the global market and then design your use case, because Web3 gives us that power. That sitting here in India, we know like, because Web3 is accessible to everyone, right? So think about the global market and then design your use case, and just don't focus on like Indian market. Like your use case should be solving the global use case. And then India users will of course like come, and Indian enterprises too. So that is like one message, that build local and launch global. So that's what I have to say. Yeah.
That's awesome to hear. So Polygon will give you the infrastructure. They will support you in your early stage. and all of this will be on Build.so. Shit, I was not supposed to say that out loud. So, Parth.
Sure, I'll just wrap this up. You guys need to really listen to what Muskan said, because you have to think global, right? No matter where you're building from. And think in terms of, like I said, right? How to leverage what's already there. Leverage the primitives, the protocols, which are already battle tested, and leverage the rest of the builders who can build maybe a building part for your next brick, right? Because that's where you get 10x speed in execution and go to market. But on a philosophical level, and where the founders are driving the tech and the platform is, we want to be the infra layer for anything you need now or in the future to scale in Web3, right? Polygon is all about scaling up and providing you every single protocol layer or technology engine layer to make that work. So obviously SuperNets, ZK EVM, Polygon Avail, and obviously Polygon ID. These are just building blocks for you to leverage, but you need to leverage them in a way that makes sense together, right? And then you have to look at how these use cases actually combine with the existing market. So really, really excited to see, and thank you all for building on Polygon.
That's awesome. Big round of applause for Muskan and Parth, guys. And with that, I will hand it over to our man here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Check. Right, thank you so much, Muskan and Parth, as well as Raghu. These Polygon folks know exactly what to say, right? Like every time they're on the stage, they have a mic. You feel like you're so involved. And a couple of days back at Polygon Connect as well, Sandeep had such amazing things to say. And apparently, he asked this one question to the team. There's something that I learned over there. Maza aa raha hai. Maza aa raha hai, like with the question mark. So that's really cool because I don't see a day which is boring in Web3. Is anybody bored in Web3? Right now doesn't count. All right. Okay, so next, we are here, whatever that we are here for. The demo day is going to happen now. All right? So, first, a huge round of applause to all the builders over here. Builders, where are you? Builders. Awesome. Awesome. So, here's the rules. It's going to be a 5-minute pitch by all the projects. And if you guys have any questions, you can talk to them once after the entire presentation is over. All right? So let's go. Let's have the first project on stage. We'll do the ring announcer thing once again, and you guys are going to shout. And builders, wherever you are, you guys got to, like, you know, scream on top of your lungs. Right? And the first project is Threely. Here's Parth from Threely.
Password है कोई? नहीं. There is. ठीक है. There you go. It's 15 MBs. Sure. Hi, thank you all for being here, first of all. I'm Parth Bhalla, the founder of Threely. So essentially, I've been in tech almost all my life. I've been in crypto for about 8.5 years. I got in when I was 12. I've done a bunch of cool stuff. I was ETH core team back then, 2014. Then the DAO attack happened. Worked on ETH Classic, Zcash, Monero, IOTA, all of the OG stuff. Later in 2016, I built a GameFi company and sold it for a good amount. Later, I worked with the Indian government on identities that's being used by 5 million people today on-chain. A couple of years ago, I also worked with a Swiss bank and built their DeFi governance, supply chain, communications infrastructure, architecture, which right now has billions in volume. Later, one of our teammates actually built and sold a DEX to FTX, funny enough. But overall, we all essentially worked in a lot of different industries. We worked with a lot of different chains, a lot of different protocols. And throughout the entire couple of years, we saw these universal pain points that existed throughout the space, right? No matter what industry, no matter what chain we were working on. And that is where Threely came in. So right now, the current user journey in Web3 is an absolute mess. There's hashes everywhere. There's too many blockchains and wallets. There's PKs written in all our notebooks. And there's all sorts of different hacks in the space. There's a lot of human error in every single aspect of Web3. And there's these very unfamiliar onboarding flows. My dad has no idea what any of these icons mean. And then at the end of the day, overall, it's very intimidating, clunky, and annoying to use Web3. Even the simplest possible things, you have to go through a lot of different hoops. Add L2, do this, do that. So essentially, TLDR, we don't like using Web3. It's a good space, but it's very annoying sometimes. We don't want to manage wallets, right? We don't want to have 10,000 different extensions on our laptops. We don't want to store PKs in our notebooks. And we want universal names. We don't want .eth, .sol, .nft. We want one single name, easy logins, easy payments with one identity in Web3. And we want to be safe. We don't want to be told that, hey man, you lose your keys, you lose your funds. We want to have safety nets. So Threely essentially is all that and beyond. What we're doing is we're building and helping devs build Web3's best user experience. And we do this with 50 plus people in the space. There's a lot more that I could not fit in the slide, but there you go. So essentially there's three core parts to this presentation. One is our end user application called Threely Companion. The second is Threely Build. This is our B2B solutions. And then there's the super layer, which is the underlying tech for what we do. Right now, super quick, to onboard yourselves onto Web3, you download, you get wallets first, store your PKs, do all of that stuff. Then you get identities, .eth, .this, .that. Then you use Web3. Doesn't make sense. What Threely does is we onboard people onto Web3 with universal identities, right? So the first is our end user application is called Threely Companion, right? There's Threely addresses. Now, this is your gateway to Web3. You essentially log in or create your Threely address. It's 3 words: I love cars, pay to path, or Jake on Web3, right? So the minute you do that, we create thousands of different wallets for you across 300 plus chains. No need to store your PKs, no need to do any of this stuff. All of this is done decentralized, very secure. What we are doing is we are abstracting away all the complexities, putting them behind the scenes. So users don't have to see all of the tech stuff that goes on. We have about 40,000 of these addresses already reserved. You can get your addresses up on our website as well. Then overall, you can use this one single name, use it as your profile in Web3. There's chain agnostic, payments, messages. You can log into dApps using this, and also as your reusable KYC, one of my favorite things. Overall, the whole end user application is focused towards UX, right? Not just onboarding, but the whole user lifecycle, right? We are talking safety nets, recovery of wallets, transaction alerts, and so on. On to Threely Build. This is a B2B solution, right? So first up is Threely Enter. This, right now, onboarding onto dApps is very painful. People lose a lot of users on onboarding, the connect your wallet thing. With Threely, businesses implementing Threely Enter can enable their users to log in with usernames and passwords instead. This increases onboarding by 63%. Then we have branded hyperlocal identities, the same 3 words that all these other people on Threely use. So dApps, dApps users, protocol wallets, teams, DAO members, Azuki, NFT holders can essentially give these branded local names to their users for them to essentially represent what communities they belong to wherever they go in Web3. Once again, these follow the same set of features. There's no dev time. This is plug and play. And anybody can essentially integrate these things. The underlying tech, super quick, is we're all about giving the power back to our users. There's cross-chain data transportation. There's decentralized storage. We store both private and public data, which is secure, encrypted, with access control on top of it. And then there's a decentralized compute layer within this as well. Super quick, we have about 40,000 end users reserved, about 4 million B2B addresses reserved. That's neo. That's this company name something something. Overall, we work with 50 plus people. We're working with way more than this. Some of the best wallets, best chains that are yet to be announced. B2C is essentially free for most parts. There's cosmetic options there as well. B2B is how we make money. The team has been building in crypto since 2014. We have 5 exits so far. We've, in our previous ventures, partnered with a lot of different very cool companies, including all FANGs. We are early engineers at Web3 protocols, BNB, Polygon, and so on. And we have about 50 hackathon wins, including ETH Global. So the future essentially holds a ton. We are working on chain agnostic, recurring payments, broadcasts, aggregation, and so on. What we are all about is we are all about breaking the chain barriers, onboarding people onto Web3 without the complexities. We strip all the complexities and onboard these users with fluency. We're trying to be at the forefront of Web3, the first thing that people use, the gateway to Web3, without the complexities of Web3. We're raising a pre-seed. We have very great angels in this, that are involved. We have very cool ecosystem funds and tier 0 VCs that I would love to chat about in person. So yeah, that's Threely. I'm the founder. Do hit me up if you're a founder. Feel free to integrate. Talk to me. If you're a VC, feel free to get in touch if you think you could add value. Thank you. Is Q&A? There is no Q&A? Okay. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Parth. That was Parth from Threely. A round of applause to him. When Parth said there are icons that his father doesn't know, that really hit me, man. That hit me hard. All right, next. Oh, he's here already. Yeah, okay. Still, Meta Game Hub DAO. Your name?
Camilo. All right. Thank you very much. Sonido. Hey guys, I'm Camilo, co-founder of the Meta Game Hub DAO, and today I'm going to show you how we're shaping the future of the metaverse. Now, before we start, I want to ask you one question. How many of you have actually heard about the metaverse? Hands up. How many of you have actually played in the metaverse? Way less. How many of you are building in the metaverse? There you go. That's the issue that we're having. And at the Meta Game Hub, we really think that the metaverse is the future of human interaction. It's going to be the future of business and the future of the internet. But there are many things missing here. So we really want to change this by creating a platform for metaverse building, investing, and experiencing. Now, as I mentioned, there is a huge issue with adoption in the metaverse. In order to understand this, we got to compare the metaverse with the internet. If it's going to be the future of it, let's think of one of the main components of the internet, which are domains. Domains in the metaverse are lands, and there are just too many of them. Actually, over 600,000, and there's many more lands coming by the minute. Now, according to our models, about 50% of the lands that are being bought on marketplaces are overvalued, which is huge, right? Now, the next issue that we have is, all right, you bought your land, but what do you do next? You need to build upon it. It takes about 300 hours to build on a land, and you need to count with a budget of about 40 to 60K to do it. So, I mean, that's not how you reach adoption, right? There are 2 more issues in the metaverse. One of them is the lack of engagement. There's only 260,000 monthly active users on the established metaverses. And compared to the internet, I mean, we have 5 billion users, so it's nothing. And the next issue is that there's over 160 separated virtual worlds. And imagine, if you compare it with the internet, you can jump from one website to the other easily. In the metaverse, it's not the case. You need to download the client, you need to log in your wallet, and it's, I mean, a mess. So we really want to change this by creating a one-stop shop for brands and creators in the metaverse. And we do it with 3 verticals: investing, building, and experiencing, with EMGH token as the fuel of this ecosystem. So before I actually go into the product deep dive, I wanted to show you what we've been building, or the partnering up, in the last 1.5 years. We have the best connections in the metaverse space and the best partners, and we're building up our presence in the Web2 space, because that's where we're going to get adoption. Just to give you some alpha, we closed a partnership with PwC 2 weeks ago, so that's coming. And we're actually building all their metaverse experiences, and their clients are being onboarded to us. Now let's jump into the product. The first thing we created was a valuation interface for lands. So think of it as like a Google search for the metaverse. You come, you see which lands are listed, you see what their valuation is, and you can jump into events. Now we created a portfolio feature to allow you to see what the value of your lands is. Last but not least, all the data that we're gathering on those two fronts can be leveraged on-chain through a Chainlink Oracle and off-chain through our Swagger API. Now let's go into the building offering. Building is also very hard, right? So we're building actually a plug-and-play metaverse editor that allows you to really drag and drop objects into the metaverse, deploy them, and monetize them through NFTs. Now, since we are working with many brands and corporations, what we do is we actually onboard them through our metaverse development team, doing development as a service, or metaverse as a service. Now, if we go into the last part, and this is the most important part actually, because the metaverse is about experiencing, and the experiences are not out there. So we are front-running this by creating meaningful experiences. We're creating sustainable metaverse events. We're creating a loyalty module to actually reward people for their activities in the metaverse. And we're mixing the real and the virtual world by doing phygital activation. So it's really an end-to-end solution for metaverse activations. Now let's talk about the traction. We have over 150,000 monthly requests on the valuation interface. Oh, I forgot the most important part, wait. 600K of yearly revenue in the last year. And over 10,000 community members across all platforms. Last but not least, we have over 1,000 developers building on our metaverse editor called DCL Edit. We have over 10 clients across different industries. And let's talk about this really quickly. So if we really think that the metaverse is the future of the internet, there's going to be a huge convergence of multiple industries, Web3, gaming, and the creator economy. And Meta Game Hub will be right here to gather all of that traction. So we've been constantly delivering products. This is some of the things that we did in the last year. This is the core team, so we have over 40 contributors. We are active in over 5 countries, and we have partnerships with universities all around the world. These are our advisors from leading industries. And we already completed a pre-seed round of over $2 million over community fundraise, strategic investors, and grants from different protocols. With that money, we will also be able to build a portfolio of different assets, which is currently worth over $750,000. Now, what lies ahead? In the last 12 months, we were building single demand-based applications. What we're going to do in the next 18 months is really put this together and build the platform for investing, building, and experiencing in the metaverse. What do we need to achieve this? First, investment, and the second thing, and most important, strategic partnerships to gather adoption. Now, if you like what you heard, I really invite you to shape the future of the internet with us together. Let's gather outside and talk more about it. Thank you very much.
Damn, that was simple. All right, thank you so much, Camilo from Metagame Hub DAO. Next, we have Matter Protocol.
Hey guys, this is Shri. We are. Wait. Excuse me. Is the video not coming up? Is the video? Oh, there you go. Okay. Sorry. I'm Shri. I'm the founder at Matter Protocol. We are a decentralized AI infrastructure. I would like to show you a video describing what Matter Protocol is. Here it goes.
Applications that you use today rely on massively centralized AI services from big tech. They make billions annually, even though the quality of their AI has been falling behind open source AI. Matter Protocol lets anyone spin up nodes running open source AI, providing applications building on Matter Protocol with superior alternatives. Before I explain the mechanics of this three-sided marketplace, let me show you two marquee applications that we have already built internally on top of Matter Protocol. Both of these are potential billion-dollar products. Matter Search lets you spin up deep search engines for audio and video. We've all tried and failed to find a specific segment in a video or a podcast which you might have watched a few days prior. Google won't help with this. Here's a deep search engine we did for All In Podcast. Let's do a search. We search thousands of hours of videos and take you to the right segments inside the matching videos.
The WeWork example is so instructive because they were...
And this is why it turns out that WeWork is a pretty bad business model.
You can browse the topics, transcripts, and the sentiment towards companies mentioned. 85% of the world does not understand English. We use AI to translate the videos, expanding to a global audience.
Muy bien, chicos. Aquí tengo un par de preguntas del público.
We are working with Ethereum Foundation, ETH Global, Polygon, and notable podcasters to make thousands of developer workshops, conferences, and podcasts easily searchable for millions of their audience, unlocking information that's been trapped in these videos.
And the ZK EVM itself, which we are developing along with the Ethereum Foundation.
Another flagship product we have built internally on top of Matter Protocol is Matter Trade. Matter Trade performs monitoring, trend, and sentiment analysis of every top video on YouTube that covers crypto, NFTs, and equities, helping you find the trades that matter. Application developers across the verticals are building on Matter Protocol instead of centralized counterparts. But why? What's the problem that Matter Protocol solves? Why now? What's the solution? The proprietary AI models available through API services are limited in option and cannot be fine-tuned or customized to your needs. Open source is the answer. Recently, two major foundational AI models, Stable Diffusion and Whisper, were open source with more on the way. These models are free and superior. They are customizable, with experts already creating a plethora of customized versions. However, if an application developer wants to put various models to use at scale, there's no easy way. They must set each of them up to run on expensive centralized compute. Our solution is to have various AI models running on an open network of nodes operated by independent node operators. The applications can connect instantly to any node depending on the AI that the node is running. Say a node operator turns their MacBook Pro into an AI compute node that runs Whisper, an open source speech recognition model which is twice as fast and half as error prone as what Amazon offers. Even if you charge just half as much as Amazon, their node will earn $2,500 per month. If a researcher creates their own model or customizes an existing model, they can run an advanced node and earn even more. Validator nodes check the output and determine payments. The applications save up to 70% on AI processing. And by accessing advanced nodes with highly accurate models suited to their specific needs, they reduce human labor and save up to 80%. We are a three-sided marketplace that includes AI experts creating the models, node operators, and application developers. The possibilities are endless. I was an engineer at Google and have received an AI grant from Meta. Our engineering team specializes in both AI and blockchain with 2 PhDs on board. We have award-winning designers and an Emmy award-winning writer and producer. We started off with a grant from Meta, and we have received investments from Sandeep Nailwal and Polygon. We are raising our seed round and we'll be glad to speak with you further.
That's my time. Thank you, guys. We'd love to speak more.
Thank you so much, Srinivas. That was Matter Protocol. Next, we have Rightfully.
Hi, good evening, guys. My name is Nitin Narkhede, and I am the founder of Rightfully. Rightfully is a simplified solution for IPR management and content distribution in Web3. Okay, so while we were developing this solution, and it's been a while since we are developing, it's almost 2 years. Typically, we are trying to address the process, which is Web 2, and we are trying to put it in a form of Web 3. While we were developing this entire solution, which is a content distribution ecosystem, we were also testing this in the market, and we were able to generate some revenues there. So far, we have done around $500,000 of GMV on the platform, and have onboarded around 300,000 users. So what are we solving? Basically, the point that the problem we are solving is for the content distribution chain. So distribution is known for data leaks and the revenue leaks all over, right? I mean, this is the biggest problem that the industry actually faces. It is really difficult for filmmakers to understand where all about the problems that rise in his ecosystem. 85% of the filmmakers do not trust the film distributors, and that's where the issue rises. On the second side, on the other side of it, the filmmakers are basically also worried about or vulnerable to the IPR or copyright infringement, which hurts. And basically, whenever you actually are getting that, then it is very difficult to prove it, how it has happened and where it has happened. So in fact, distribution is also very expensive. The rights are locked for 7 years for all the content creators and the filmmakers, and their earnings are really low. 78% of the creators, basically, or the filmmakers, have actually not earned do not know how the money flows and not earned enough in the process. So where is the issue? Let's look at it. So one film that you basically see has around 50 to 80 rights, and that has to be distributed in thousands of platforms globally, which basically is a very slow process, and it basically is not transparent and siloed. There are definitely a lot of operational inefficiencies in the system, and who pays for this? This is always the filmmakers and the creators. 75% of their revenues actually go into the cost of distribution. So that's where Rightfully comes in. We are simplifying the content distribution ecosystem, and that's in the Web3. We are doing an on-chain attestation of the IPs, distribution of the content on-chain, and dissemination of the content on-chain. And all this is happening on the NFT, with NFT protocol. The creators can now enable the IPs and register their IPs on the platform. The NFTs, basically, which are created on the content, can be created outside of the system before they are presented to the studios or allocated to the distributors. So the content NFTs also are giving power back to the creators and enabling to retain the partial ownership of the content all for the lifetime. Besides that, the content, if you have owning the content NFTs, you can also define the new business lines with the creator's creativity and the business models around sustainability to actually enable him to sustain his revenue throughout his lifetime. The biggest part here is that when we adopt this and when we are simplifying the distribution ecosystem, we are actually saving the TCOs by almost 80%. For dissemination of the content, Rightsfully is also integrated with our streaming platform, The Alley, which allows the distributors and creators to stream their content on the Alley network to the streaming platforms, third-party streaming platforms, or they can also build their OTT platforms on the network itself in just minutes. That gives them an ability to do a primary sale of the content. Our token model also enables OTT platform to incentivize the subscribers and to basically give them an ability to kind of participate in the entire flow. This is basically an patented process by the Alley, and we believe that it could be very useful for platforms like Netflix. This is just a glimpse of what we have. It is too fast, but I think it will still give you an idea what it is. Okay, in the basically interest of time, we have almost clients from 26 clients from all over the globe, almost 4 countries. We have tied up with government and international organizations. Our business model is quite simple, and we have 2 revenue streams. For Rightsfully, we charge around 3 to 8% from the creators and the distributors. For Alley, we are basically doing a subscription model at $49 per month or $3.99 per month from the OTT platforms. The market is pretty big, the unorganized market is around $8 billion there. OTT segment itself, which is a software market, is around $6 billion. We are trying to basically cover the mix of this at around $400 billion in next 3 years. We have a team of 10. I'm Nitin, and I have been basically I have been a VP of innovation and blockchain till 2017. Been in media and entertainment space for 5 years, and before that I was doing the innovation for almost 25 years. This is my team, supported by Dev, Dinesh, Pratibha, and 3i Infotech, which is helping me in development, operations, and the sales strategy. We are raising a seed round and to accelerate our growth. And happy to speak if you and show the product if you are interested in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nitin. That was Mr. Nitin from Rightfully. Audience, please note that the last 4 projects, as well as the next 3, are Polygon Village Wonder startups. Please know that, right? Okay, next. Once again, to the projects, you have just 5 minutes, all right? Just 5 minutes. Next, I love this name. Please welcome Impact Arcade!
How's it going, everyone? All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Seth from Austin, Texas. Good to be here. And we are Impact Arcade. Impact Arcade is the world's first gaming company that actually makes real-world environmental impact, basically fulfilling my dream of being able to sit on my couch playing video games and actually make the world a much better place. So in a nutshell, we are a Web3 casual gaming arcade that makes real-world environmental impact the more you play and win. So gamers play to impact to earn tickets that can be redeemed for prizes. A little bit about the market right now. We're converging a few very high tailwind markets, gaming obviously exploding up to 435 billion by 2028, and sustainability, which is the core identity and buying values of the emerging generations, Gen Z, millennials, 75% of whom say that impact, sustainability is a core part of their decision-making process for their purchases. So a little bit about how it works. People play our games. That makes real-world impact, such as planting trees in the real world, sequestering carbon, removing ocean plastic, or even funding days of education for children in extreme poverty, just for example. A little bit more about why we're the best in the business at the impact side a little bit later in the presentation. And then you can earn tickets like a classic arcade. You earn tickets. Those tickets can be redeemed for prizes or entries into larger prize sweepstakes. Players level up at removing ocean plastic, planting trees, or protecting rainforests, for example. This is a little glimpse. We are pre-launch right now. We're in stealth mode, but giving you a little bit of a glimpse of the interface that we're building. User profiles where you can actually level up at things like sequestering carbon, cleaning up the ocean, etc. And we have we're building a culture around high score seeking. So like a classic arcade where you try to get your initials as a high score, it's very much driven in that direction. And then you can take those tickets that you earn and redeem them for rad prizes, both physical prizes in the real world and also NFT digital prizes as well. Our games do not reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to compete with some of the really huge gaming companies right now. We take classic games and we put an impact twist and spin on them to make them engaging and much more meaningful, and erasing gamers' guilt and actually having every game result in impact, whether you're removing ocean plastic, sequestering carbon, etc. So a little bit about some of the games in development. Impact Man is the first game that's nearly complete. You play a group of sailors who are cleaning up real mid-ocean plastic, especially ghost nets, which kill 650,000 marine animals every year. Couple other games in development. River Defender, if you're familiar with tower defense games like Kingdom Rush. River Defender is all about stopping ocean-bound plastic pollution in rivers, since about 50% of ocean plastic comes from rivers. We have 12 of these. They're called trash booms that you see down on the right in Varanasi, India already, that actually remove real-world ocean plastic. And this game connects funding directly into that project, for example. This is a screen of River Defender, and you can see what the real-world impact actually looks like on the right side there. Kin, for example, is a Tamagotchi-style virtual pet simulation game that where you can collect, essentially, impact NFTs, grow them, and evolve them. And the more they level up, the more they become rare, valuable, tradable, and actually make real-world impact, conserving actual species. So we're going to do a quick demo of Impact Man just to show you where we're at in development. We're still at a concept stage, but pretty far along. And if anyone wants to come play it after, as long as you have a mobile hotspot, come hang out with me over there and you can actually play the game. But here's a quick demo. So you can see on the dashboard, you've got the amount of ocean plastic you've removed, which we've translated into bottles, something very simple, easy to understand. Very familiar type of user interface. And you'll see in a moment here what we call impact eggs. When I collect an impact egg, it unlocks an ally. An ally is an in-game branded item that brands can purchase. And that unlocks a micro donation that is attributed to both the brand and the player. This game will be launching in Q1 next year. I'm about to die here. Okay, a little bit about the business model. We have two revenue streams that power a play-to-impact engine. And one is pay-to-play, essentially putting tokens into play like a classic arcade. Two are the in-game branded items called impact eggs that are always embedded into all games. We have a play-to-own model that we're taking. We're not big believers in play-to-earn. We're play-to-impact and play-to-own. So players will be able to earn a certain class of NFTs that actually earn you equity ownership in the collective pool of Impact Arcade. And a little bit about our parent company, Dollar Donation Club. It's a subscription philanthropy platform with over 11,000 donors and 70+ corporate donors, including a major NFL team that we're in partnership with now. And that's part of how we have a strong impact engine that powers all of our games. We're also a seasoned Web3 development crew, having launched the Ocean Protection DAO with a collection of 50 NFTs in January of this year that raised over $8 million across just 50 NFTs. 2 of them went for over $1 million. And a little bit about our roadmap. Again, we're in stealth mode, but we're launching with the first game in Q1. I'll kind of skip to the end. I don't want to eat up any of my homies' time. But if anyone wants to come talk and help us fulfill this vision of 1 billion gamers pwning humanity's biggest challenges, come over, hang out with me. I'd love to have you play Impact Man and give any feedback. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Saf. That was Impact Arcade. All right, guys, before we bring on the next, just a huge round of applause for the Build Stripe folks who put this together. And also, all of you who made it. It's been a busy, busy week, so a huge round of applause. All right, next. Oh, I love the Web3 project names. We have Hack Makers.
Hey everybody, my name is Jensen. I'm a co-founder at Hackmakers, and we're supercharging builder journeys into AI and Web3. The AI and Web3 market is worth $1.7 trillion, but there's a huge lack of builders that's only going to get bigger. In fact, most tech companies already face talent shortages, and only 1% of active developers know Web3. It's clear, we need to grow the market and educate more developers from the ground up. But applied learning is painful, and current solutions just aren't cutting it. Virtual courses like Udemy lack engagement. Learn to Earn still has unproven tokenomics. And online hackathons, while amazing, still have a lot of dropouts. Is there a better way for people to learn innovation and technical skills and share in the value they're creating? Enter Build and Earn. We're creating a decentralized token system that maximizes the learning outcomes and incentives for users. Users will get sustainably guaranteed rewards for joining our hackathons, where they can spend these rewards on an education marketplace and get top mentors. And then our investment DAO will select the best project for further support. Over the past year, we've validated our market early. We've generated over $250,000 in revenue with our ticket sizes ranging between $5,000 to $50,000. And we've also onboarded 15 paying clients who use our tools to run really great hackathons and access our community. What community? Well, we have 74,000 professionals on LinkedIn. Even though we're young, this is already one of the largest communities in our particular sector on that platform. We also have 16,000 users who 80% are software engineers or data scientists. We export culture as our best community, and our community grows for about 2,000 people every time we hold an event. We have some of the biggest Web 2 and 3 clients in the world, and we've worked with over 100 different ecosystem partners. In fact, Hackmakers was the official organizer for the UN World Innovation Day Hackathon, where we hosted the UNESCO Assistant Director General, as well as 6 senior ministers from countries. We're planning to 100x this map and build a unicorn company so that we can make Build and Earn the world's default way to innovate. Hackathons is just the first step. We're planning to build a recruitment portal, and as mentioned, our investment DAO. Our team has a deep love and appreciation for hackathons. In education, we've got 2 technical PhDs, 2 EdTech co-founders, 2 university lecturers with 1 exit. In marketing, Steve has 1.2 million followers on LinkedIn, primarily in AI and Web3, which attracts thousands of clients and participants. Dan and I also leverage our experience in the foreign ministry and universities to build strong public sector relationships. In tech, Jack has over 20 years' experience as a software developer and one was the earliest builder on the EOS protocol. Nick and Dan are also data scientists by trade, and they have about 15 years of experience. All of our understandings know that this is a competitive market. That's why our USP takes the accessibility from virtual courses, the incentive models from learn to earn, as well as the creativity and innovation that comes from hackathons. And then we're mixing this all together to make a really supercharged experience. Last month, we beta launched our GameFi system, and we increased engagement across the board. At the sign-up stage, at the teaming stage, at the learning stage, and at the building stage. These things compounded to make our engagement 33% higher than our traditional hackathons. And for clients, this means that our ROI is quite competitive, and we have more eyeballs, more solutions, and more projects by the end of it. This is our product in action. As a user, choose the hackathon or streaming service that makes sense to you. Instantly earn rewards for learning in our competitions, create your team, meet new people, and then earn for collaborating and building. Then use your earnings to find people in the education marketplace. For clients, use powerful analytics to see how effective your hackathon or innovation program is going. Finally, we're creating an investment DAO to best support our best projects. NFT buyers will receive tiered access to deal flow, as well as revenue share, governance rights, and product discounts. Our market is around $106 billion in the EdTech and accelerator market. We estimate our SAM to be $4.7 billion, and our SOM to be 470 as 10% of this. This market is growing at around 9% per annum. We're raising for our seed round. We've been invested by the Australian government and Polygon, and we're looking to 10x our growth into key markets in APAC, particularly with tech corporates and universities. If anyone in this room is interested in supporting us, especially in education or recruitment, come meet me outside over here or scan the QR code here. Thank you.
That was Hack Makers. All right. 6 down, we have 6 more to go. Are you guys? Yeah, there are 6 more, so you guys got to look alive. All right? Yes. All right. The next project is called DeFi.
Hi everyone. NFTs have potential to become stable asset class of the world. They are scarce, they can be easily transferable, and they don't have any geopolitical limitations. My name is Amok Tiwari. I am Chief Design Officer at DeFi. DeFi stands for Daily Finance for Digital Assets. Let me talk to you a story what we are solving at DeFi. So John is a huge fan of Gary Vee, and he has been following the content for years. And he has applied so much of advice in his own life. He wants to buy Gary Vee's NFT, VeeFriends, to be part of his close community and to attend Gary Vee's conference for free. But the lowest price for VeeFriends is 5.7 ETH, which is roughly around $7,000. Like most people, John cannot afford all at once. If he was buying anything else, he could have easily split the cost into monthly installments. But since he has to buy NFTs in cryptocurrency, there aren't easy payment options available. This is where DeFi comes in. DeFi is a scalable infrastructure, allows John to easily buy the NFTs to 1, 3, or 6 easy monthly installments. DeFi's infrastructure is built on DeFi Vault, while without putting any collateral, such as DeFi can also be integrated with many blockchain games, decentralized applications, and also ticketing platforms. So why would actually anyone would integrate NFT, any business would integrate affordability, and what does affordability means? As I strongly believe, affordability is a much bigger solution than education. Education increases huge CAC for customers, but affordability solves for that. Let me talk to you about how DeFi works. So the infrastructure behind our Buy Now Pay Later API is the DeFi Vault. So DeFi Vault enables trustless payments, resulting in 0% loss of assets during the transaction period. Anyone can build on top of DeFi and introduce various financial utilities. Here are a few early signs of product market fit and growth. One of our partners introduced affordability as a solution in their NFT marketplace, and that literally blew up their servers. They had to use another server to handle the transaction volume. When I say transaction volume, that's the most exciting part, what affordability brings to decentralized applications. There are 3 things that absolutely sets us apart from our existing competitors. We don't require any collateral from end users. This means that John can purchase NFT now without putting any upfront collateral. The second, we don't fractionalize, wrap, or mask NFTs. Users have access to 100% utilities during the transaction period, so that John can attend Gary Vee's conference even if he has only paid 1 out of 3 installments. Let me talk about our business model. I personally call it DeFi Flywheel. We are partnering up with businesses that deal with NFTs and integrating DeFi into their platforms. We are currently focusing on Southeast Asia, USA, Europe initially, as these regions have highest NFT adoptions and highest NFT ownership. After integration, we charge 1 to 1.5% on each transaction done through our API, where we also give 0.1 to 0.5% back to our partners on each transaction. If you look at the NFT market cap, even a tiny percent of a tiny market share is enough to 100x your investment. Now let me introduce to our team, and first let me talk about our roadmap. So at this moment, currently, our beta testnet of our SDKs are live. In Q2, we are launching our unified dashboard for vault services. In Q3, we are making our vault as a POC live. And in Q4, we are onboarding enterprise to enable pool ownership. Yep. So this is our team. I am Amok Tiwari, and I have previously built multiple SaaS products. Me and Rajat are recently part of EEA and also a group called Drama, which is DeFi Risk Management and Analysis. Rajat has been a blockchain engineer for past 3 years, and he is the brain behind the code of DeFi. We have also won 2 accelerators organized by Polygon. We are the winners of Polygon Village Wonder Accelerator and also the Polygon Leap Accelerator as well. And next of the team is, I call them DeFi Special Operators. There are our partners. We recently raised a small angel from Polygon, and we are closely partnered up with Polygon, and we love building on Polygon. And we are also ongoing partnership with Nexus Mutual to handle our insurance and other compliances. Thank you so much, guys. Looking forward to chat with you outside. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Amog, and the team DeFi. So the 7 startups until now were Polygon Village Wonders startups. So a huge round of applause to all of them. Threely, Metagame Hub DAO, Matters Protocol, Rightfully, Impact Arcade, Hackmakers, DeFi. All of them from Polygon Village Wonders startup. Next, we have the Build.so startups that are coming in. Interesting name. Please welcome Disconnect.
Hey everyone, today we'll be here to talk to you about Disconnect. I'm Ankit, I'm one of the co-founders of Disconnect, and Disconnect is basically a platform that allows DeFi native integrations with a social layer. My co-founder Sarthak will be talking you through the rest of the problem and the solution.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarthak and I'll be taking this forward. So the major problem with Web3 currently is that everything is very disintegrated. If you want to chat, you have Gmail, Slack, Discord. For transactions, you have OpenSea, Uniswap, SushiSwap. And for identity, you usually use MetaMask or some wallet or Google OAuth, for example. So Disconnect aims to be a solution for that problem. We want to have a single unified experience wherein we provide everything at one single place, added with a social layer on top of it. So whatever you want to do on DeFi, let's say, have a position on Uniswap, you can have it here. So we aim to solve this first by having a universal login. That means you don't need to even have a wallet to experience the app. You can just enter it and see how it's going. And if you want to take any Web3 actions, then you need to have a Web3 wallet attached to it. That aims to solve a Web2 problem where Web2 folks can't get onboarded into the Web3 ecosphere. The other way we aim to do it by being user-friendly and having a great UX on the app, so that Web2 folks don't feel that they're out of place as soon as they're entering Web3. So now we'll quickly go to a demo. This is the pre-product MVP that we have currently, wherein we have 2 accounts that are logged in on 2 tabs. And there's the chat layer of it. So you can, as soon as you log in, you land into a default Disconnect community, which has a general channel. And that is where everyone who's on the app can converse. So you start chatting there. It's very real time. As soon as you message, you can see it on the other way. And you can chat with people right from there. As soon as that is happening, you might be noticing that there are 2 places. So apart from having just a group chat, you can also have a wallet-to-wallet chat with whatever you want to do with your Web3 folks. So that is also very seamless because UX is our #1 priority right now. So if you want to send someone a DM, you just need their wallet address. You paste that. As soon as you do that, you can start conversing with them right there. Took me some time to type that. I don't know why, but yeah, it was happening there. And as soon as you send the message, you have it there. We also aim to integrate a notification system on top of it, maybe using EPNS or something like that, so that you have your notifications in your wallet if you're a Web3 fanatic. So moving forward from chat, be it group, community, DM, whatever, the next factor which we really want to integrate, or I should say the USP of our platform, is to have plugins. Now, plugins are composable parts of the application which you can code and attach to the application to do whatever you want to do in the DeFi or Web3 ecosphere. Let's say you want to position yourself in Uniswap, or let's say send someone some ERC20 tokens, ERC721, swap your ERC20 tokens with anyone. You can do that from the app itself by creating the plugins and integrating them with your servers. So as I said, as an MVP example, we have integrated ERC20 swaps and ERC20 and ERC721 sending to any account that you want. So first we'll go to sending of tokens. So as soon as you click on the plugin, you have your address, and you can paste whatever address you want to send it to. You have your balance there. So obviously in the favor of UX, you won't be able to enter whatever amount you have, more than the whatever amount you have. And you have the gas fee and the transaction time written there. You go to your wallet. Very seamless, takes like 3 clicks, 3 or 4 clicks, all the way to send whatever money you want to anyone from the app itself. And it usually takes around 5 to 7 or 10 seconds to do the transaction, and you can check it on Etherscan as well from there itself. The other plugin that we have for the MVP is the swapping of tokens, and just as a proof, you can see that the money has been sent from one account, the account 1, to the last account there, the demo account. Moving to the other token, we have the swap token, wherein basically you can swap any ERC20 you have to any other. We use the 0x API for this under the hood. So you enter the amount. You have a bunch of options available there. It calculates the gas fee and tells you the conversion rate right there. And just like that, you click on confirm, and it is very fast. You can see it from the demo itself. So the idea is to make plugins extensible so that people can make their own plugins and attach it to their servers. So whatever they want to do, their servers are all unique. And whatever the server owner wants to do, they can do it on there itself. Talking about the roadmap, we have already completed the December roadmap. You can see the transaction confirmed there. We are in the Jan roadmap. About the market size is 307 million. You can check it out on StatusStack. And for the team, Ankit QDK on Twitter. He's a founder. He's an engineer at smart contract engineer at Polygon. I work at ACO. And yeah, right now our waitlist is live, so please be sure to register that at disconnect.fi. We are going live with the beta testing in some time. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Team Disconnect. Next, we have Bytecode.
Hey guys, I'm Shlok. I'm the founder of Bytecode. So the whole idea of Bytecode started in the Polygon's fellowship program where I thought about, hey, let's make something like a transaction decoder. So transaction hashes are really hard to comprehend. So what if there was a way that I could just read the transactions and get like a Web2 sort of notification that tells me exactly what happened with the transaction. So with Bytecode, I've built a plugin that takes transactions, smart contracts, and events and submits it to the user in a way that they can easily understand what's going on. The core idea behind this was to make Web3 easy for everyone to understand and just to remove all the frictions and complexities behind these apps. And for Bytecode, I've built a plugin. It's a simple one-on-one integration that dApps and wallets and other DeFi and NFT gaming applications can integrate, and users can see what's exactly going on with their apps. So this is what's happening right now. You've shown a bunch of random objects and brackets, and you don't really know what's going on. Sometimes users may fall to scams and may end up losing a lot of funds. So to solve this, we've also built something for verifying transactions and verifying scams and actually see what's going on behind the smart contracts. So this is our demo product, and on the demo dashboard, we've played around with this Uniswap smart contract, and it tells you exactly what's going on with each function that you're running from the Uniswap contract. We've also built like a small bot that allows you to subscribe to your wallet activities. So every time you send or receive tokens, NFTs, or any native currency, you'll get an SMS, and you'll even get a message on Telegram saying exactly what's happening with your wallet. And this is our flagship product. This is actually a plugin that dApps and NFT apps can then integrate. And instead of going to Etherscan, copy pasting the transaction, and actually figuring out and wasting minutes and going through what's exactly happening, dApps can integrate like a single line of code, and they'll be shown notifications, transaction feeds, and shown exactly what's going on with the transactions through the simple plugin. So right now we are live, and we've got about 150 devs in our closed beta, about 100 smart contracts done. We've also received grants from Polygon.so, ETH India, and Filecoin to superpower the development of this. And this is just a small demo. So this is the Aave smart contract. Devs can just paste in the contract address and go through the contract ABI, paste that in. We're also live on Ethereum, Polygon, Phantom, Optimism, and basically all EVM compatible L2 chains as well. On adding the smart contracts, you'll get to see how many functions are there and how many events are there. And to decode them, you can just click on any one of these, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on. So what this does is it takes the bytecode, it takes the ABI, and through our own custom engine, it passes it through GPT-3 and then gives you customized notifications. that's about the product so far. And we're building this because existing platforms are just really hard to navigate for Web2 users. And if you're any DeFi company or wallet that wants to integrate this, I'd be happy to talk to you all later on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shlok. That was bytecode. Wow, the names that these projects come up with, it's incredible. Next, we have, and guys, we need some energy for this one. Not because there, but we need some energy in the room. Next, we have Laser. Yeah.
Hi, this is Vignesh, and I'm pitching Laser, a cross-chain Oracle solution. Closer? Okay, all right. So we're effectively looking to create a new age Oracle that enables the power user to customize their cross-chain experience, right? Traditionally, Oracles are moving data from off-chain to on-chain, and we're going to change that. So currently, the problem is cross-chain protocols need Oracles to help relay information between chains. This could be internal or external. Layer0, for example, has an external Oracle provider that they're able to use. Biconomy has an internal one. These oracles are either run internally or run by Chainlink in the majority of use cases. Just one Oracle provider, and you can guess which one, is responsible for over 50% of all Oracle usage. The rest is MakerDAO. So cross-chain protocols like Biconomy and Layer0 use oracles and enable a majority of all cross-chain activity. Yeah. So our thesis is, instead of an external dependency on an oracle, why can't you bring that in-house? Effectively, that is the decentralization thesis, and it's secure as well. And I think this is the best time to be pitching security. So we effectively have two different kinds of user personas. There's one for security and one for customization, and I'll walk you through effectively the two different kinds. So yeah, for the competitive users, effectively, if I'm not looking for security and if I'm looking to have an edge on competition, what kind of edge, right? I'm using a cross-chain protocol because I don't want to be dealing with my own liquidity. Liquidity fragmentation is effectively a solved problem now. Why would I want to change things? Because I'm competitive, right? If I have to go through a pathway right now, if you're using Layer0, Aptos, and if you're bridging between Aptos and Ethereum or Aptos and any chain, you have a 3-day lockup. And it's because of the RPC client that someone is using. Instead, you could very easily, right now, spin up a Laser node, provide an RPC infrastructure, turn that load into reward right now. Free money, you could do it right now. For the secure users, so let's say I'm Uniswap, right? And I'm using Layer0 or for my cross-chain interaction. If I want to move, if my top 30 users have said, hey, okay, you're using Layer0 for this, and we're using Chainlink, can I not run the Oracle infrastructure myself, right? I don't want to build this infrastructure, but I would rather just, run it myself and, once again, bring an external dependency internally and gain fees for it. So yeah, these are some of the use cases that you're able to build on top of just our infrastructure. So rather than just seeing it as a layer that is able to move data off-chain to on-chain, this is between two different chains. So if just with the information that's provided to you, you could very easily create a prediction market that's Augur style that you own, that is, fit for your own use cases, and you can build perpetuals on it and so on and so forth that are omnipresent on every chain. Yeah, and the security case is effectively for it against external oracles. Yeah, pricing. This is where I think we really shine. Just Layer0's market alone, or Layer0's utilization of Chainlink this year has been over $10 billion, of which I think fees towards it is 2 to 3%, and the fees towards us would effectively be another 2 to 3% from there. So this is our team. So I worked at Polygon back when it was in the Matic days. Second hire at the Vol team. Built my first Bitcoin ASIC back in 2013, and so it's been a ride. My co-founder has built Amazon Pay, was a founding member there, seen 0 to 100 million transactions that they effectively dealt with. And this problem is a scale problem. It's So if we bring on Sushi Swap, that's 150 million transactions per day. That's around 3,000 TPS. No blockchain does that, right? So you effectively have to run this infrastructure off-chain, but in a decentralized way and securely. So yeah, we're looking at working with Uniswap and their top 30 token holders and setting up laser nodes for them. This is effectively our fee structure that Layer 0 is effectively paying towards Chainlink today. And this is the exact amount that we effectively make off of it. And yeah, so once we're done with Layer 0, we'll work with Biconomy, Acceler, Wormhole, and more use cases. So applications always want to be more competitive, so we are programmable. And yeah, we are raising a round right now. No tokens because it's completely cross-chain and makes no sense for us to put a token on a single chain. And yeah, so that's what we're working with right now. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you to the presenters as well. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Vignesh. That was Laser. All right, the next project on stage will be Strive.
Hey, hi everyone. Very good evening. I hope all of you have had a very good blockchain week. We are Strive Network. I'm Sanhita, the CTO at Strive. And at Strive, we are building a protocol layer for NFTs. Another NFT project in the house. Now, what we are essentially doing here is utility NFTs are going mainstream. As another project, DeFi, said, like, financial utilities for NFTs are coming up, gaming utilities are coming up, and governance utilities are coming up, and there are a lot of utilities that are coming up with a lot of NFT projects. And with the bearish market in the town, projects are having a very hard time in retaining the customers. And mostly these NFT markets are being speculative driven. What is the solution that we are coming up with for this is conditional ownership on NFTs. And how are we going to do it? So any project or any user can come onto our platform, mint their own utility-based NFTs, like FNFTs, for their NFT that is logged in the wallet, and can sell it on the utility marketplace on our platform. Now, what did we do so far in the market? We launched a lot of educational campaigns, a lot of AMAs, airdrops, and we have around 150,000 Indian community. And we launched a lot of utility NFT projects. One of the successful ones is Dead Rejects. You can check it on Magic Eden. We raised around 100K from our community, and we already have a revenue of 1.65 mil on the platform. And the projections are on the slide. Now, what does it mean for the NFT projects? So this platform, like through our platform, they can allow holders to generate income on their NFTs, allow the community to get access to the utilities, unique utilities, increase your community retention rates, and yeah, reduce the market barrier for people to get in with our user-friendly interface. And what are the features that we have on our platform? Users can buy, rent, and subscribe for the utilities of the project without having any ownership of the project. And they can create fractions with unique utilities and set conditions on the ownership of each unique utility that they have. So it is project specific and your NFT specific. Launch your own utility-based NFT collection on our launchpad, and time-based ownership for NFTs. This case mostly comes with gaming NFTs, where it's time for play to own games, where ownership plays a key role in the possession of the NFT and stuff. And this is a snippet of our product and our features on the product. So this is our revenue model for the companies or for the projects who wants us on board the subscription model. We have a subscription model of $5K annually, and for user, $2 per month, 0.25% in transaction fees, and at a B2B level, we have 10% fees for the projects who wants us as a launchpad for their utilities. This is our team. Karthik and me, we are in the blockchain space for the last 6 years almost, and been working on multiple projects on blockchain at an investment level, on marketing, on strategizing, and currently on Strive Network. These are our investors who are already invested in us. We raised our pre-seed of 500K. And quickly into the demo. So this is, so our beta is live on mainnet right now. We are on Ethereum. This is our landing page. A snippet of it about our product and our product video and the product features, our backers, and our coverage, news covers. So that's our marketplace. Users can create NFT just by one click. Just choose your NFT, give the details. We currently support ERC 721 and 1155 standards. Give the symbol, description, and you can mint your own NFT. We are trying to make it as user-friendly as possible for the Web2 folks to come into the marketplace, and we have global users of, like your global community of 60K on Discord who are guiding us, who is our DeadRichX community, which is again our NFT collection, utility-based NFT collection. So those are, the platform pulls out the NFTs that are there in the wallet, identifies it, will let you fractionalize that. So we selected the NFT, gave the parameters. You can set your curator fee. If you don't want it, you can put it 0, approve the NFT. Confirm. And it's done, fractionalized. So there you go. That's our marketplace. So thank you so much for having a patient ear. That's our QR code. You can scan it to get access to our beta and check the product out. Thank you so much. Find me around to have a chat about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was Team Strive. And last but not the least, project on stage is going to be O2C.
Okay, got it. Hi, I'm Nishant. One quick question to you. What's the fastest growing digital commodity in the world today? It's carbon credits. It's a huge market. However, unfortunately, there is a huge problem in it that most of the carbon assets are actually not even captured. Even if they are captured, they're not authenticated properly. And often, the trade is characterized by a lot of intermediaries that make you lose value across the way. We are looking to change that at O2C with a blockchain-powered platform, which is going to authentically originate credits fully digitally and then verify it on the blockchain and sell it to the buyers, bringing the buyers and the originators as close together as possible and through the verification process. Now let's dive deeper into the problem, right? We are saying 90% of the assets are not captured. UN methodology, it actually allows you to earn carbon credits when you ride your EV or when you take the metro. But that's not, you're not getting any earnings for that when you ride your Tesla today. Why is that? The authenticity is not verified. You must have heard of a lot of greenwashing cases, people double selling these carbon credits often. That is something which blockchain can change. You guys sitting in this room can change the world with this technology. Lastly, there are many manual intermediaries. We are saying 70% of any carbon purchase is actually taken away by intermediaries. We are not talking about 2-3%, 70%, because there are layers of them today. If you sell a carbon credit in India, you might get $1 to $2 for it. That's the quote you will get. While internationally, the price can be anywhere between $35 to $100. What are we bringing to the table? We are saying that we are bringing a solution which is going to originate it completely digitally. So we have built some proprietary algorithms and tied up with EV companies and metros to originate the asset as soon as where it is generated. The blockchain captures the proof of carbon offset and the metadata related to every carbon reduction on the blockchain. And lastly, we digitally connect the generators and the buyers. So no more intermediaries to that extent. This completely changes the game. In fact, we tied up with a lot of partners, and we already see approximately $150 million of revenue in the next 5 years through our partnerships with the EV and metro players itself. Who are the people who are partnering with us so far? These are the large metros in India, which have approximately 8 million annual riders. There are EV players like Mahindra's and Tata's who are partnering with us. And even the carbon verifiers agree that this use case can completely change the game when it comes to carbon credits and increase the scale faster. And carbon buyers like South Pole and Credit Suisse and others have also increased the price that versus that $1 to $2 in India we are talking about. I'm getting a price of $5 already. To execute this, we have a tech team which is building the proprietary algorithms, has already built the proprietary algorithms to ensure that there is no spoofing when these assets are captured. We have, as well as the green funding background spanning over 15 years to have a connect with the buyers. So Vineet, he has had experience at Tesla and Apple doing software engineering since the time before they were even household names. He brings in a lot of IP and software engineering experience in mobility and software computing. Hugo has built distributed systems at Open Robotics and Leonardo Aerosystems before, and both of them have patents to their name as well, spanning with their work over many years. They have huge following in the tech community. I have led green funding at HSBC at Asia Pacific for 15 years, and this is something which I have done. I've done about $9 billion of deals over this period. So just summarizing again, the IP is in the raw data collection and ensuring that there is spoofing detection, and we have already been able to detect to the extent of 89% accuracy what is the mode of travel that you're using, when you're using, and record those carbon offsets. We are raising $2 million, and we have a couple of anchor investments from people who understand this space, and a couple of angel investors in this room as well. Thank you.
All right, that was O2C. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for all the projects over here. 3Lee, Metagame Hub, Matter Protocol, Rightfully, Impact Arcade, Hackmakers, DayFi, Disconnect, Bytecode, Laser, Strive, and O2C. A big round of applause for them. And also the ETH India, Trickle, Block Alerts, and Sadev, as well as Dignify. Thank you so much to all of you. That's it from me. My name is Sai. Good night to all, but the thank you note is going to come from Raghu.
I promise to not keep you away from food and drinks, which will open in a bit for too long. But first up, I didn't think that so many people were interested in startups. Like, it's full on the outside and full on the inside. It's really nice. Couple of thank you notes. Firstly, there is a bearded man right at the back. That's one of the co-organizers at DevFolio who put ETH India together. Big round of applause to Dev. to Devyanshu. Second, to my team that has worked relentlessly over the last 1 week. You might have seen a Build.so logo in literally every event that you would have gone to. They really pulled out all stops to make sure that we were there to find and hear founders from. So, to my team. Then to people who allowed us to make this happen. CoinDCX Ventures and Frontier, Rohit back up there, Ravindra right up here. They made this happen. Then of course Polygon, without whom this would not have happened. Thank you so much for being who you are. And last, to each and everyone who took time out after a grueling week to show up on a Monday evening. I saw like 2 of the builders who pitched here with eyes red, saying, I haven't slept enough, but I really wanted to come here and do a pitch and put my word out. So for that hustle and for the builders that came here and showed up, mainly for them, a huge round of applause, guys. With whom? We usually do this. Everyone in this room, come up. Come on up here. After every event, we do this. Come. One big picture. Come. If we bring everyone in the room, then the camera will not have enough space. But whoever is here, come on here. Subodh, I see you trying to run away. Please come in.